Thank you very much. Please, you may wish to take your seats. Thank you so much. Dauda Barrister Rukaya Mani Mumuni Masamar Mudi Matawale Pukuyo. The State Head of Service Nadaya Yaya Magana Sexual Assault Referral Centers wato wasu cibiyoyi ne da za a rika yi inda wato tana ƙoƙarin zaƙulo ma'aikatan ne musamman daga can sama a federal government da wasu wato kansu ya kuma yi magana akan a buɗe wata rijista ta gano duk wani mai irin wannan laifi a rubuta sunan
All praise be to Allah, the creator of the universe, who in his infinite mercy made it possible for me to present this speech before you. It is my pleasure to extend a warm welcome to His Excellency, the Governor of Zamfara State, who has graciously honored our invitation to be present here today. His support underscores the significance of our administration places on combating gender-based violence and fostering gender inclusiveness. Your presence here, sir, serves as a testament to the commitment of your government in addressing these critical issues. I am delighted to acknowledge and commend the stride made by His Excellency's administration in our state. The dedication to progress, inclusivity, and the relentless pursuit of a safer and fairer society for all has been truly commendable. Your efforts have laid the foundation of positive change and have inspired us to strive for a better future. It is our honor to stand before you all today, united in a cause that transcends borders, cultures, and creed, the fight against gender-based violence and the pursuit of future gender inclusiveness, inshallah. In Zamfara State, and indeed across the world, the issue of gender-based violence persists as a stark reality for too far many. It is a reality that robs individuals of their dignity, their autonomy, and their fundamental human rights. It is a reality that perpetuates circles of fear, pain, and inequality. But today, gathered here together, we declare with one voice, enough is enough. As the First Lady of Zamfara State, it is my unwavering commitment to stand as an advocate for change, a catalyst for a society where every person, regardless of gender, can thrive in safety and equity. We must cultivate a culture of respect, one where every voice is heard and every person is valued. Gender inclusiveness is not merely a catchphrase. It is a framework for a brighter future, a future where our daughters and sons grow up knowing that their aspirations are not bound by societal expectations, but fueled by their passion and abilities. We must work tirelessly to eradicate the shadows of gender-based violence. We need proactive measures, education that nurtures respect, laws that protect, and the system that supports victims. But we also need and cultivate a mindset shift, a collective determination to reject all forms of violence and discrimination. Change begins within each of us. It begins with our conversations at home, in our communities, and our institutions. It begins with our commitment to change outdated norms and champion equality, champion equity, and inclusiveness. Let us build a society where all individuals, regardless of gender, can reach their full potential, free from the shackles of violence and inequality. I urge you to join the hands in this noble cause. Let us be the change makers, the advocates, the champion for a future where gender-based violence is no longer a reality. And gender inclusiveness thrives. Together we can create a Zamfara and a world where every person's rights are upheld and every dream is within reach. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to my humble husband and our royal fathers. Despite their tight schedule, they were able to grace this occasion and witness this laudable event. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, our royal fathers. Thank you all for listening. Wa alaikum assalam.
Conquered many battles. He has always been a winner. The most gentle governor we have ever had. A governor that has, promoted public confidence and trust.
Assalamu alaikum. Indeed, it is with great pleasure that I address you at this year's edition of International Day for the Elimination of Gender-Based Violence, which in our time is more titled Against Women. Gender-based violence is a reality that is found in virtually every society around the world and takes different forms. It is a violence directed against a person because of gender, or violence that affects person of particular gender disproportionately. Gender-based violence is a major human rights violation which is deeply rooted in gender inequality found mainly when families are pushed into poverty. And you will agree with me, based on the current index in poverty, Zamfara is at the bottom, which means there's absolute poverty in Zamfara state, and which is a major factor that affects our livelihood, as well as some of these issues we are facing today in our respective homes. It is therefore necessary to ensure that we act collectively to prevent it even before it happens, and as well as respond to needs of women, girls, when it does happen. We pray that it doesn't happen, but if it does, we are making all the necessary measures in place to make sure the issue is being dealt with. In the last 25 years, relevant groups have been working to prevent and possibly respond to gender-based violence across the world. As an umbrella terminology for acts that are harmful and abuses perpetrated as a result of unequal power between women and men. It is estimated that over 1/3 of women and girls globally are experiencing some form of violence in their lifetime. This increases in period of emergencies, conflicts, and crisis area, where also Zamfara is facing these challenges due to the issue of banditry that is facing the society today, and therefore the issue is on the increase. But inshallah, we're doing everything humanly possible as responsible government to make sure the issues are being faced head on so that we can come to the end of this menace. Nigeria is not insulated from this problem, mainly as a result of several factors that precipitated the incidences of gender-based violence. Apart from series of crises manifested in formal instability, cultural practices have also played a crucial role in perpetuating this violence against girls and women. Of course, looking at Zamfara also, there are cultural issues, there are religious issues which we are facing, but we need to be in tandem with the rest of the world, which is the global practice, and be able to partner with some of these agencies in order to bring an end to this menace. Zamfara has unfortunately for over 10 years been a state infested in insecurity, as manifested in banditry and other form of criminal activities, which gave rise to internal displacement of several communities, and the victims are mainly women, girls, and children. Gender-based violence is therefore a serious problem that we face as people. We are therefore coming up with programs aimed at solving this huge inequality by investing in prevention through public enlightenment and creation of spaces for greater access to education as well as economic development. This is also part of the reason why we are here today. First, to understand the nature of this crisis and be able to provide solutions to some of the challenges that we are facing as a state. We are coming up with legislations to deal with matters relating to gender-based violence and intend to invest more on women development through women organization and provision of more services for the woman and girl child. We are particularly determined to invest more in girl child education by encouraging parents to send their girl child to school. In one of the ladies here, during questions and answers, she raised a fundamental issue that concerns a lady from Birnin Magaji, which, alhamdulillah, His Royal Highness has stepped in by asking for the family of that lady, and I'm sure he will do whatever it takes to invite them, as well as listen to what the challenges are, so that we can prevent such from going forward. Simply because you are a lady or a woman does not mean you should not be allowed to go to school. There's a lady who is the Chief Medical Director of General Hospital, Dr. Amina. I have never seen her. I only heard about her, that she's very good, and we need to encourage women. Wallahi, this is the first time I'm seeing her face to face, and we appointed her. So everything we do here is based on merit, and therefore there is no point of denying girls going to school or women going to school. In this line, I recently approved massive renovation of infrastructures in some girls' secondary school, College of Social Sciences and Technology, and College of Nursing and Sciences across the state. And going forward, we will invest more and monitor the development of not just the schools, but the girl child education program as well. It is pleasing to report, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that interim report shows that in the girls child enrollment in schools, it is encouraging and even higher in Zamfara State, which means we are making significant progress in terms of the involvement of girl child education. And therefore, government will continue to address the problems of insecurity across the state. In that regard, the Community Protection Guard is being formed. Volunteers are undergoing training, and inshallah, they will work around the clock to secure our communities in conjunction with and help from other security agencies. This will lead to sharp reduction in banditry and therefore deal with the issues of internal displacement, which is a major cause of gender-based violence in the state. As you're all aware, or as you have seen yesterday, I visited the camp where we're training our young men that we strongly believe with the help of Allah, they will confront the issue of insecurity that we are facing across the 14 local governments, as well as other local communities within the states. And if that happens, inshallah, the issue of displacement of women and children will be in the past. It will become history, inshallah. I therefore call on women to organize themselves into cooperative societies and come up with the relevant proposals that pertain to their peculiarities and similarities so that government can lead the private sector and development partners in supporting their activities. As we always said, women has contributed immensely to this government. We remember how committed, how dedicated you were during the campaign. Without giving you anything, you came out en masse, you voted, you protected your votes until we were declared winners. And therefore, this government is making all the necessary arrangements to make sure women are taken care of. Right now, we're rebuilding some of the training centers. We're spending so much money. That is why you might think we're a bit slow. But what is worth doing is worth doing well. By the time we put all our structures in place, you'll be amazed in the way and manner women will be empowered by this government, inshallah. A more organized womanhood is definitely better for the society. As mothers and largest block of voters in any election, we are determined to work with you to improve your lot and those of the society. In conclusion, I call on you to reflect on times we are in. All of us, particularly women, must organize themselves so that together we can achieve a society that is free from any form of gender-based violence. As we mark this important day, I promise that our government will play the much needed role in discrimination and humiliation of women in Zamfara State and by extension, Nigeria as a whole. Therefore, we are fully delighted and we remain committed in changing the fortune of women in Zamfara State. And inshallah, we'll continue to do that because women are trustworthy. When they give you their awards, be rest assured you can go to sleep. They remain committed, no matter the challenges. Therefore, I'm assuring you here, and it's on record, that this government will do everything humanly possible by the grace of Allah to change the fortune of women in Zamfara State by empowering you to be self-reliant, self-sufficient. I've heard of some of the questions as to the major issues facing women in their respective communities. Of course, that is the essence of our meeting today. So that for you to know that we have you in mind and we are ready to listen to you. We are ready to open our doors. We are creating centers where you as a person, if anything happens to you, please feel free, get in touch with the relevant authorities, and I'm assuring you that action will be taken. We want fairness. We want justice. And that is the way forward. May Almighty Allah continue to see us through. And I thank you on behalf of Zamfara State Government for giving us the opportunity to be in your midst today, to understand what you're going through, and with the hope that solution will come pretty soon, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Jama'a assalamu alaikum. Na farko muna godiya ga Allah madaukakin sarki mai kowa mai komi da ya nuna mana wannan rana a wannan hall inda muka zo sati ne na a saurarin matsalolin da mata suke fuskanta a wannan jiha tamu ta Zamfara. Shi yasa kuka ga tarin sarakuna da mataimakin gwamna da kwamishinoni da special advisors da duk wani jami'i ko jami'an gwamnati da suke wannan wuri don saboda mahimmancin wannan rana da kuma mahimmancin lecture da aka yi a wannan wuri don abu ne wanda ya shafi bata. Ina tabbatar muku da ikon Allah gwamnatinmu a shirye take da ta taimaka muku. Mun san irin gudunmuwar da kuka bayar lokacin da muke neman wannan kujera. Kun taka rawar gani, kun yi duk abin da ya kamata. Ba ku bari kwaɗe ya ja ku ba, ko an ba ku spaghetti wanda za ku ci kwana ɗaya shi kenan ta wuce. Kuka jajirce, kuka kaɗa ƙuri'unku, kuma kuka kasa, kuma kuka tsare asal lokacin da aka tabbatar da an faɗe mu a matsayin waɗanda suka ci wannan zaɓe. Saboda haka za a amfani da wannan dama in ƙara tabbatar muku da ikon Allah cewa muna nan muna shirye-shirye daban-daban na wani hanyoyi ne za mu taimaka muku, wanda idan an taimaka muku da ikon Allah za ku dogara da kanku, ko da mazan ba su ciyar da ku ba za ku ciyar da kanku kuma ku ciyar da mazan. Dan na san kamar yadda na sani kuma yadda na gani, mata kuna da amana. Saboda haka akwai wuri na nan na koyar da sana'a, ko da muka zo mun same shi an bata shi, an cire abubuwa da yawa, muna nan muna gyaran shi. In mun gyara, wuri ne wanda za mu fara koya muku sana'o'i daban-daban, kuma in kun yi sana'an nan za mu ba ku jari tallahi wanda za ku dogara da kanku insha Allah. Maimakon ku ta yawo gidajen 'yan siyasa, za ku zauna da kanku, ya zamanto kuna masu zaman kanku don kula da mu, don ba mu kula da ku ba kuma ba za ku kula da mu ba. To saboda haka za mu yi duk abin da za mu yi da ikon Allah mu tabbatar da cewa mun kula da ku don kuma ku kula da mu. saboda haka wannan taro da aka yi na yau taro ne na faɗakarwa ma mata akan cewa gwamnati shirye take ta saurare ku, ta san irin matsalolin da kuke fuskanta, wanda akwai ofis wanda duk wata ke da korafi za ta iya zuwa ta kai korafinta a wannan ofis, kuma na yi maku alƙawarin cewa duk wata ta kai ƙara za a bi mata haƙƙinta insha Allah. Gwamnati ce da za mu yi kowa adalci, don idan an yi adalci shine za a samu zaman lafiya, idan ba adalci ba zaman lafiya. Sauraka shirye muke mu taimaka muku, kuma kamar yadda kuka ji ga mutanen da suka yi maganganu kafin ni a kan cewa yanzu an ce kan mage ta waye. Saboda haka duk wani wanda zai cutata muku ba a kan hanyar gaskiya ba, to kuna da hurumin da za ku je ku kai ƙara, kuma in Allah da za a saurare ku, kuma an saurare ku za a yi maganin waɗannan matsaloli da kuke fuskanta ko a gidajenku ko a waje da dai makamantansu. Saboda haka ina ƙara amfani da wannan dama in yi godiya ga iyayenmu sarakuna bisa ga irin haɗin kan da suke bamu a wannan tafiya a kuma wannan jiha mai albarka. Kamar yadda na faɗa da farko, da na ga za a aika musu da takarda ta neman izinin zuwansu, jiya nake gaya mata na cewa kash, amma dai ba ku kyauta ba, da ya kamata ku ba su lokaci na 'yan kwanaki wanda za su iya shiryawa su tabbatar mana cewa za su iya zuwa. To abin al'amari shine sai kusan yanzu kashi 90 na sarakunanmu duk yau ga su tare da mu, kuma kun san mahimmancinsu, iyaye ne, shugabanni ne, tare suke da ku a koda yaushe. Saboda haka sun ji kudurin gwamnati, kuma sun ji irin korafe-korafenku, wanda wa'ansu a ƙananan hukumominku abubuwan nan za su faru. Saboda haka ku je ku sanar da su, in sun sanar da ku, kun sanar da su, su ma za su sanar da mu, don mu san wani irin mataki ne za mu ɗauka na tabbatin cewa an yi muku adalci da ikon Allah. Saboda haka muna godiya kwarai da wannan karamci da aka yi mana a ƙarƙashin uwar gida na Muriya da ta ba mu wannan dama muka zama da ku muka tattauna da sauran waɗanda suke ba ta goyon baya, matan deputy governor, commissioner, advisor da dukanku. Allah ya saka da alheri, mun gode kwarai. Assalamu alaikum.
Sannan ya ɗebo hadisai daga manzon Allah sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wa sallam, inda yake cewa Allah yana tare